Great. So now let's look at Ofori Atta. I mean, if there's one person that everybody wanted out, or most people wanted out, it's Ofori Atta. Finally, he's gone out. Franklin Cudjoe, his replacement, good decision?
Well, I think obviously pandering to the public expectations and whims, maybe it was a good decision because clearly speaking, a lot has gone on, and I think the finance minister himself must be tired of attracting a lot of work problem. And so it's a good decision. What is not entirely the case is that he's still lurking around. And I'm sure that you saw that newsreel on Masasi Radio suggesting that he's now going to be a senior presidential advisor on the economy, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, really. At least he can lend his experience to whoever is occupying the seat right now. But then he's been given another role, which is to be the special envoy of the president on international investment and capital markets. Now, those two are heavy, and they are telling. They are telling to the extent that I basically say that as if it makes Ken much more powerful than the current finance minister, because what it means essentially is that big ticket transformation or big ticket projects or deals that Ghana may be negotiating, he definitely have a say in it, or probably might even go ahead prospecting for them, and so you'd have a say as to how they actually deployed. And of course, the capital market, for money to pay for them as well. Don't forget, he's cut his teeth through, private equity, managing people's money on Wall Street and all of that. And to think that this is a gentleman who wanted to float a 50 billion century bond on the capital markets, to now be given this sumptuous role of a special envoy. It's actually like an ambassador emeritus, really, if you like to put it in those terms, which essentially means he's going to be more like the grandmaster or the godfather when it comes to international finance, international investment, and indeed the decisions as to whether to go to the capital markets or not. Of course, what it also means is really that if this government ever attempts to go to the markets, which I don't obviously see happening in any moment from now, but at least he's going to have significant influence in resources we are going to mobilize internationally, whether we are raising money for this development bank, Ghana, for instance, or just anything that has to do with international investment. Even GIPC would have been subsumed under this particular role anyway. So what it tells me clearly is that President has been clever in giving him a role that is much more bigger than the finance ministry. In fact, the finance ministry folks would just be pushing papers, and then he would have the last, not necessarily last, but would make the final decision. So that's the way I see it. Unless, of course, the presidency comes to tell us that, oh no, we only say that capital markets and economy because he'll be reading the Economist magazine or the BFT, and then if he finds anything useful there, he then tells the government. I don't think that is the role that means. I mean, that would have been really unsophisticated and a waste of everybody's time. This rule is a de facto rule when it comes to everything related to investments, the negotiations of it, the deals around it, and indeed in this case, even how to approach a market to raise money. That's the way I understand it. It's plain and simple. And I don't think they'll contest it at all, because that's what it means.
But